as a painter, as someone who connects with people, that's my go-to, is observe. But it's almost like a way to sit back and watch and just not be the one in the middle getting the fire, sitting back, collecting and waiting.
All right, we're back. Next episode from Freedom Culture Podcast. My name is Julian Guderley. I'm here at Envision Festival 2019, and I'm sitting here with my buddy Amir Magal, visionary artist.
Well, what up?
Welcome, Amir.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you here. I want to hear a lot more about the visionary art you do, because I know there are so many different modalities and ways that you are an artist. Just jump right in, man.
All right. Well, thank you for having me. I'm in the jungle right now looking at all these tents and speakers, and it's been almost 5 years since I've been back to Costa Rica at Envision, where my first love was connecting with children at these festivals. And we started a whole movement where we had festivals within festivals with children.
Cool.
And that was unbelievable. So this is the first time actually coming back to a festival where I'm not surrounded by kids and tribal marking everybody like that. So it's a new thing for me to get back into the festival in my early 40s now. And
in your early 40s? Shout out to you, first of all. This guy looks like he could be in his early 20s.
Feel it.
Beauty.
I mean, if we want to go back a little bit to connect in with why I do what I do, it's a question a lot of people have been asking me.
Yeah.
We just finished a mastermind in the Caribbean, and I got to connect one-on-one with many people, and I stayed out of the pit where there's a lot of people talking, and so I like to connect one-on-one with people, and that's been my thing. I think it all started when I realized that part of me as an artist really connects with looking into people and finding what their superpower is, or what their talent is, or where they can where I see them as just fruiting and just being their best. And photography was my way of seeing people and sharing their beauty to the world. So I was able to connect in with, the legends of our time in the conscious world and shoot them for years, and travel the world and go to conferences and retreats and see the world through my art, through people. Jump forward, let's say 3, 4, 5 years, I get to Burning Man and find that another gift can happen without the camera in there, is just looking at people, touching people, connecting with people, and using paint, bringing back an ancient tradition of body paint or ceremonial connection. And that's where tribal markers kind of bloomed and blossomed.
Yeah.
It was a gift. It was an art form that I just gave away for many years.
Just a really short addition to that. This is the gift you're actually giving to our community of the 100 mastermind attendees and Punta Mona Freedom Culture tribe. Is you sat down with each and every one of us, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, half hour, touch and painting on their body, which I've enjoyed before, and we yet have to fully drop in. You started a little bit last night, right? But it's such an interesting way, as you're saying. It's like you're mixing art, body kind of healing, because just gentle, real touch is like something I believe humans really need,
Feel that.
And at the same time, you have this one-on-one window where you're able to connect with someone. For me too, doing podcast interviews, just if I never said it before, the biggest reason I do those is because I get to know the people I can listen to.
Yeah, so you get it. It's the tool. This is a tool for connection. And another thing was the photography was a beautiful tool. But what happened was I had a piece of technology in between the person and then a computer for post-production. And then I knew them, I felt like, more than they knew me. There was no real interchange of giving and receiving.
Yeah.
So once I put down the camera a bit and started painting on people and looking at them and touching them, it became much more of an intimate connection, much more of a moment with someone with taking a breath. And all this, what people have been asking for and craving, I think, in this modern day of stress and technology, is just to take a breath with someone, look at them in the eye and hold them and know that someone's got you for that moment. And that's the service I guess I provide, and actually train now people every month. I have teams of people learning the art of tribal marking in Venice Beach, California.
Tribal marking?
Yep, that's the
The art of tribal marking.
Yeah. It's the art of connection. It's the tribal arts, but bringing together the source of what we've done for generations and generations back to modern time in crazy environments like this one. Just sitting down, connecting with.
It gets me really curious. I want to know what is your vision, but more so like, when you connect with people on one-on-one like that, and you there's like healthy central touch, eye contact, listening, painting on them. So there's certainly like a reciprocal mutuality based exchange. What's your vision with that? Like, what do you want that to spread into if you're actually like sharing it with people in Venice Beach at the moment?
Yeah, actually, it's way beyond Venice Beach at the moment.
Yeah.
We have teams all over the country and now in the world where people are not just purchasing markers, but kind of jumping into a culture of connection. And, the vision for the future, it's really up to each person how they make their mark in the world. That's a big thing we say, what's your mark? What are you doing in this world? And imagine your mark in the world is making marks, and it's kind of a play on words, but, how can you paint it forward? How can you be in service to your tribe? And to me, it's that little starfish, principle. It's like you help one, and then they help many just by that one. So that's kind of where it's at right now. It's
beautiful.
It's this one-on-one connection tool that paints it forward, that lets other people make their marks in the world.
Amir, I want to ask another question. What does freedom culture mean to you?
The word or this brand?
I'm more interested in the word. I'm more interested in the feeling in your chest. I'm more interested in the way you connect. Making tribal markings in that sense,
Sure.
right? Like connecting with people is your business, but your passion, your legacy that you're starting in some ways, right? So what does freedom culture really bring up for you?
So the word culture has cult in it. Let's go there.
Yeah.
And cult to me is anything that we're doing to bring to get people together. So a free cult, it sounds crazy, but it's just like brainwashing. You're washing a brain of something maybe that doesn't serve them and opening them back up to and filling it with doses of reality maybe or doses of presence. So to me, it's saying a culture based on a free spirit or free thinking. Free dome, the head, it's the free thoughts, it sounds like it would be. And what it feels like, what's being bloomed here, what's being created is a forum and locations for people who strive to feel like they're part of a culture of freedom.
A forum.
Yeah.
I like that. I really like that. I think that's a really fantastic choice of wording.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let me switch it up a little bit and kind of go like I like digging deeper.
Bring it. Bring it.
I'm going to ask you some rapid fire questions. You can say yes, no, either, both, or just name the one. Yeah?
Only on Tuesdays.
Okay. I have no idea which day of the week it is.
Me neither.
Jungle time for me. Let's start there. What do you prefer, jungle or desert?
Jungle and desert. No, I'm both. I'm a nomad. I can do both.
Got it. Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Meditation or dance?
Meditation is dance. Dance is meditation.
Alcohol or cannabis?
Definitely cannabis.
Sleeping in a tent or a cabin?
Well, I'm in a tent now. A cabin.
A cabin.
Yeah.
Amir, you were speaking about your memory with children at festivals and how uniting the children at playful places like this is. It's like I can tell it's like in your heart still. I want to ask you, what do you believe is the future of education going to be like?
I can only say what I would love my children to
Even better.
to experience. I see them barefoot. I see them with uncles and aunties everywhere, representing all different aspects of life. I see learning as an experience. I see trees and plants as part of that experience. I see art and rhythm and culture as their day-to-day food, as their drink.
I feel like I can speak so much to
and I see the elders and the teachers and the medicine workers as the most valuable instruments. And for me personally, the education only begins with children.
Yeah. Where does it go when it begins with children?
It allows us overthinking adults to play and to learn again through new eyes.
Yeah. This is in my being. This is in my chest every day. It's like, how do I drop this seriousness that my head, which is trying to, enroll me into every day. Every day, there's a new loop where my head is trying to tell me how serious shit is.
Right.
And while I'm really happy to be informed, and definitely don't like to be ignorant about the world's happenings, what I really desire and crave is playful connection in what feels healthy and somewhat safe to me.
Mm-hmm.
One of my teachers, his name is Philip Moore, amazing human being. He's in his 70s now. He's part of the education revolution in the last 4 to 5 decades. He says, there is no teacher that is not also a learner, and there is no learner that is not also a teacher. Following that kind of logic, like, how does that flip our sage on the stage teaching system?
Explain.
Well, so, I mean, stages are fucking epic. It's great to have knowledge exchange. But in the education system I grew up in, and I know that most kids and adults are still kind of looking or in, you have one centralized figure who is supposed to have all the knowledge. And I just don't think that really represents the reality, or the reality I'd like my children who are yet to come, but or myself to live in.
Totally. I mean, the one who talks loudest is not the one who's supposed to be heard, I think that's the way I teach, if you want to call it teaching. It's the way I hope to live, is be as quiet as possible and listen as much as possible, so that when I do speak, it's actually heard.
Beauty. I wanna ask you about your process of learning to listen, and maybe start with like where meditation or yoga or qigong or whatever it is found you. But I really want to understand, because you're observing you for 4 or 5 days now. You're a skilled listener, and like you're practicing this first principle of permaculture, observation. So I want to drop in there with you.
I mean, as a photographer, as a painter, as someone who connects to people, that's my go-to, is observe. But it's almost like a way to sit back and watch and just not be the one in the middle getting the fire. Sitting back, collecting and waiting for my time to take the wave, let's say, if we're talking about oceans or because we don't really have the greatest it's really hard for somebody like where I'm at now is listening and tuning into people actually came from a couple arts that I fell in love with actually in college. If you've heard of, obviously, yoga, but then there's capoeira.
Yay.
Capoeira has been a passion of mine for over 15 years.
I had no idea.
Yeah. And I'm actually pretty good at it. I don't show it off. I don't play unless I know people can jump in with me. But I love teaching.
I want to play capoeira with this guy now so bad.
Come to the beach. Let's go.
Let's go do this, please. Yeah, I'm an amateur, but capoeira is like, oh my God, what a beautiful martial arts, song, dance.
And to me, it's just like the marker is a tool for connection. Capoeira is a tool for life, in a way of, when you've heard the word like Bruce Lee, like you don't know someone until you fought them. With capoeira, it's very similar, where you don't know someone until you play with them, because there's no fight in capoeira. It's let's play capoeira. Eu jogo capoeira. I play capoeira.
Você fala português, eh?
Pouquinho, sim. And when I played capoeira for years, I got the mix of everything I love, from rhythm to community to dance to eye connection to martial arts to flexibility to strength, all these things that you can't find in one, and you can take it to a club after and then play with a whole bunch of people and jump in the middle, and you're like the queen king of the place and having a great time. So I enjoyed that. And then I started, diving back into myself and supporting other people a lot. And I see that I'm still using that same those same techniques I did in capoeira,
Yeah.
where I can see people, I can connect with them, I can be playful, and then also let myself or them shine in that moment. There's escape, and there's a give and there's a take. So that's, I think, the basis of a lot of my expression nowadays comes from that art.
Really cool. I like capoeira a lot myself, and it's the flow element of it. The like reciprocal change between listening, observing, and then giving and pushing or jumping or dancing. And yeah, wow, man, I'm so stoked we get to hang out here and speak about the world we desire, we dream of, and also acknowledge the world we're in right now. Envision, I want to do another shout out to Envision Festival. What a powerful convergence. Brings 6,000 people into the jungle based on a, quotation marks, building man culture. A lot of the structures that are built here in a holistic way with the materials from the land stay here on site after all the people leave, are available to the local community. Yeah, I run a podcast called Green Planet, Blue Planet. I don't think I've told you that before. And I'm on a quest myself. I ask people, but since about 2 years, I asked almost 100 people now, recorded, and ask people all the time on offline, what is the earth you're really desiring? And let me give a little bit more context. You know, we have the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals. In Davos, people just framed it the world's to-do list. But you know, I want to take it one step further. What is the shared holistic vision we have for our planet Earth, our Mother Gaia, our Pachamama? And in order to find that out, I'm asking people, like, what is the feeling place for the future that you're sharing with your fellow human beings? So Amir, I want to ask you right now, if you were to go 50, 100, 200 years into the future, you already kind of did that about education. What do you see? What do you feel? What's your heart? What does your heart know is possible? That's already a more beautiful world that becomes possible through collaboration.
You know, it's funny because you assume that being human, that's my biggest quest, is for that human race maybe to survive and to live a beautiful life on this planet. I take a different view on it. This is me in this body now. In 200 years, I hope my spirit's free enough to not give a shit, more care about the all, being in the all. And this beautiful planet that we live in this moment, this body that I got to have this time around, is a blessing.
Yeah.
And it's also another lesson. So I don't know, and I don't care to know in 200 years what's going to happen, but I also feel that what I can do is only now. And what I can do is show up the way I show up, and play as much as possible, eat good food, and be around beautiful people. So I wish the best for the humans in the future, and I wish you all, get to have clean air and clean water, and hopefully the children, don't get too caught up in the VR world or whatever's coming next that gets the computer chips implanted, but maybe it becomes something that helps them evolve. And I'm very curious about the technology and the mix between the balance of nature and technology and how we can use them. So
that's why I asked the question.
Right
There. I feel like just hearing that resonance in you, it's really clear to me, because it's so connected also in his words to the now. Because all I have is this moment with you here in this body, feeling, breathing. I have no idea what's even going to happen in the next 3 minutes. Right?
That's why when people say, hey, let's go to this stage and that stage, I'm like, I don't even know where I'm going now. I'm just going to walk. You guys do your thing. I'm going to do my thing. And that's the best way for me.
Really cool. Amir, I want to ask you a last question. I want you to just share with people where they can find you, where they can find your work. Maybe a website, maybe a physical place, maybe just more how they, however you want to share that, just throw it out there.
Tap your heels 3 times. The best way depends. If you're interested in getting more knowledge about actual tribal markers and the community and the movement that's forming worldwide, it's tribalmarkers.com. But even better is the Instagram, just Tribal Markers. And we have a following of people who who help support the vision by, one, purchasing markers and learning how to use them, so that when you have the tool, people really feel confident in your hands and you can take it to the next level. The photography aspect is more of, my art is evolving into bridging the two, going and traveling to tribes around the world and seeing what makes them, unite together. Just came back from Ethiopia, actually, and got to connecting with a beautiful tribe there, lived with them for a bit, and got to see firsthand now that people are living this way still, in a way where, they have literally 3 or 4 possessions, and they barter for food, they barter for everything, and they're healthy, they're beautiful, they're stunning, they have this way of being that's just so confident and connected to their purpose.
Yeah.
The women have a place, the elders have a place, the children have a place, and everything kind of fits in their culture. And to be honest, their freedom culture, their culture has so much more a sense of being, a sense of fulfillment than I think when we're craving so much of. And to me, it was helpful to just sink into that. Thankfully, they're still around, the tribes and the way of
Here.
And
Amir, thank you so much for dropping in for this short and quick episode of some wisdom, some insights, some stories, and we got to laugh a little bit. I like that.
Thanks, brother.
So good.